All right, welcome into another day of our daily Devos in the Psalms. Pastor Rick here, and we are continuing our journey through the Psalms of Ascent. We're in the 10th one today. It's very exciting. It's kind of a hallmark moment. And so let's just jump right in. No wasted time. Since my youth, verse 1, since my youth they have often attacked me, let Israel say. Since my youth they have often attacked me, but they have not prevailed against me. There's some reason to celebrate there, right? It's like the Apostle Paul, I've been pressed but not crushed, persecuted, not abandoned, struck down but not destroyed. That even when we face adversity, we cannot be destroyed in the ultimate sense because we have been redeemed by the blood of Jesus. Since my youth, they've often attacked me, but they have not prevailed against me. Plowmen plowed over my back, and they made their furrows long. So it could be referring to maybe being whipped and having the scars on your back, kind of a thing. The Lord is righteous, and he has cut the ropes of the wicked. The ropes would have been the things that they would have been inflicting some of this pain, the whips. And so the Lord is righteous, and he cuts the ropes. He cuts the instruments that the enemy is using to basically torture and inflict pain and attack. And so God's coming in and he's administering justice and keeping these things, at bay. Let all who hate Zion be driven back in disgrace. Let all who hate Zion be driven back in disgrace, and let them be like grass on the rooftops, which withers before it grows up. And this would be really in the juxtaposition of the righteous man that's talked about in Psalms, specifically even Psalm 1. Blessed is the man that walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor sits in the seat of the scornful, nor walks in the way of sinners, but his delight shall be in the law of the Lord, in which he meditates day and night. And then it says, and then he will be like a tree planted by the waters, bearing fruit in season, whose leaf does not wither. And so the prayer prayed over those that come against the things of God is really the opposite of the prayer of the declarations made for the righteous person, for the person that is fearing God, that is pursuing God, is let them be quickly done and over with, that they would wither, they would not grow up, they would not take root. And so this call to following God is one of the long haul. We need to look at our journey as the long haul journey and not the quick return. And that gives us a lot of ability to be more patient with the hand of God in situations that we don't understand, which is pretty important when you're sitting here talking about oppression or affliction. When you're talking about trials that people are going through, then making sure that we zoom out a little bit and have a little bit of a longer game perspective. Because if we just look at today or this week or this month or maybe even this year, if it's been a particularly challenging year, you can start having interesting thoughts and interesting perspectives on what's going on around you, because you're looking at too narrow of a time frame. And we really need to broaden out a little bit and be able to see, you know what, God's playing the long game, and there are no surprises for him. There are no surprises in any of this for him, because he sees the end from the beginning. And so again, he can be trusted. That those who trust in the Lord are unshakable. We trust that he is able, that he is reliable, that he's reliable, that he's strong, that he's capable. Come on, that's what I'm talking about. We need to continue to keep ourselves focused on the one who has the power to change our situation, and also keep the long game perspective in mind. The Lord is righteous. He has cut the ropes of the wicked. Let those who hate Zion be driven back in disgrace, and let them be like grass on the rooftops, which withers before it grows up, and can't even fill the hands of the reaper or the arms of the one who binds sheaves. And that's really kind of going the exact opposite of what we just read a couple days ago about sowing in in pain and sorrow and reaping in joy and carrying the sheaves back in your arms full of joy. And this is the opposite. So it's like trusting that God's going to come through, not growing weary in well doing, but continuing to stay faithful, fear the Lord and obey him. But then also trust that his justice is going to be applied to those that are fighting against the things of the Lord. Then the one who passes by will say, then none who pass by will say, may the Lord's blessing be on you. We bless you in the name of the Lord, which is what you would want them to come by and say to you. You know, if you were following the Lord, you were doing his commands and you were, sowing in your field, you'd want people to come by and say, may the Lord's blessing be on you. We bless you in the name of the Lord. And I think I know it's saying that none who pass by will say, but let's take a look at those that we do life with, that we know are really aiming to be faithful people before the Lord. And let's turn this blessing into something that we speak over, so many people in our lives, because let's just ask that the Lord's blessing be on them and bless them in the name of the Lord, and trust that God's going to do the thing you ask him to do, that he's actually going to bless them. I think that could be so awesome. Let life come out of our lips. Let us use the power that's in the tongue of life and death. Let's lean towards life and let's bless people in the name of the Lord. So there you go. Then the enemy has attacked you, but they have not prevailed against you. The Lord has cut the ropes of the wicked, and know that the wicked will never see a strong ending because their roots don't go down deep. They are not able to grow up, but they wither too quickly. But the righteous are going to be established and planted. Let's be people that are established and planted. With that, God bless you. Have a great day today, and I'll see you tomorrow.